This is gonna be a live hate-a-thon. No. Yeah, man. Let's give it 1 minute. Let's give it 1 minute before we start. Gotta give you guys the true lessons of hating. No. uh, by the way, for all the people trying to say the red pill is dead and whatnot, the manosphere is dying, y'all some wow. Especially the trad, a lot of the trad cons is they switching up like I knew they was finna finna do. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Let's set this ish up. Man. Ah. Anyway, yeah, we finna do. Before I talk about Sneeko, I don't know. I mean, but Sneeko's an interesting character because he. I'm like, there's got to be a reason why Tate doesn't really trust him like that. Cause I be watching Sneeko. I was watching Sneeko when he was basically he wasn't even. Not only was he on the RP rage, he was basically on his. He was basically a RP evangelist, and motherfuckers was telling him to calm down. Now he's turning on the red pill, and what Sneeko doesn't even understand is that Tate. He just does anything what Tate tells him to do. This dude wants to be Tate so bad. Like, he doesn't even realize that Tate said what he said about the red pill and manosphere content creators, how a lot of them are nerds and blah, blah, blah. He's like, Tate has been said that. Tate has always been in his own lane. Man, I mean, like, oh my God. All right, man. Just had to do a quick sound check on my thing. But anyway, yeah, Sneeko. But yeah, that guy, he's a fraud. He's a fraud. He's not the only one, though. He's not the only one. He's an interesting case, though. He's an interesting case. But mainly, what I want to do a live hate show. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you some analysis on how you gotta peep certain stuff, right? Unfortunately, a lot of men are easily misled. And also, if you have any questions, please put it down in the chat. I'll answer them as best as I can. Um, I have nothing to hide really. In terms of, you can ask anything about my philosophy, ideology, whatever, praxeology. But yeah. Also, coming soon, I'm gonna have a special interview with an anonymous lady, and I'm basically gonna allow her to just basically take the floor, and she's gonna talk about, and I will give her the platform to talk about her life so far at 18 years old, and you guys will hopefully not be too shocked, but I want her to come on and talk because I'm tired of people acting like I'm crazy for saying certain stuff, and that like there's no credence to what I put out there. Because you guys don't know about the dark side. Because clearly you guys don't know about the dark side. I remember it was like a piano ladies, they had came on Fresh and Fit, and they was being honest about their life. And the response that I from the comments, they're just like, these people are evil beings. And I'm like, oh, y'all don't know. They think like these people be acting like hoes are evil. It's not even about what hoes do. this space is just is supposed to be like an information panel to where you don't get caught up with the law and be shocked afterwards. You know what I mean? It's not. This is not supposed to be something where you're hating on broads all day, like bruh. And I can tell the same people that are saying 304s ain't nothing, blah 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 blah. I would never pay for him and blah blah blah. It seems like when these people get into it, oh yeah, I would these other dudes, I would never cheat and blah blah blah. Every time these guys get a promotion at their job or they get some status increase, they always put themselves in position to fornicate with their subordinates. Every single time, man. So it's always interesting getting the quote unquote righteous people's point of view. If you're really objective about certain things, you'll realize there's a lot of things that we see here. It's just supposed to teach us a lesson. It's not even for us to be like, to even butt in. It's for us to see it and just be like, okay, let's act accordingly from there. Now, let me see if hopefully my thing won't shut down if I bring up Instagram. I want to see if I can bring up Instagram on here. I'm not saying it's going to be a free for all right here, but okay. We moving pretty fast on live streaming standards. Okay. Hopefully my thing don't shut down, because I really want to bring up this lady's IG page. I wanted to prove a point, because simping is at an all-time high. Simping is at an all-time high. Before I bring this up, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Oh man, that the first meme on my saved. The first meme is that LeBron one when he's when he got fouled at the end of that Boston the Celtics Lakers game when he got fouled. Yo, that was funny, man. That was funny. At the end, man, I remember Hoodville. They made a meme about that right away when it happened. Also, I might be redoing this video again I might cut this and make this a video, because the IG model that I'm going to bring up here is a lady called Persia Bella, right? Oh, don't tell. Did she close off the comment section? I was about to say, I thought she closed off the comment section. Anyway, let's see if I can bring her up, or at least one of her posts up. Cause I had saved another post that she had did. I don't know if I can bring that up. Oh, Lorette, I see you. I see you in the chat. Oh yeah, so I mentioned about Sneeko. Basically him being a fraud of the highest level. And I always he came off to me as he was on his like manosphere RP evangelist stuff, but he really is he's just a Tate wannabe. He follows everything that just Tate does, and he just copies everything that he does. You know, even when it comes to the religion. So it's unfortunate. Sneeko to me, and the reason why he's turning on the red pill now, on the manosphere now, is basically because I believe he saw something that Tate said about the red pill, and now he's basically copying that. And I'm like, Tate said this about like a year or two ago. His stance has never really changed from day one. Yeah, he's like Sneeko's. He's a interesting case, but I I hope Sneeko understands what, like, because Sneeko was, I mean, sorry, Tate was hesitant on inviting Sneeko to his compound, even though Myron vouched for him. But Tate was hesitant, and I understood why. Because Sneeko, he's flip floppy. I can tell about him, and on top of that, like, first of all, people talk about Destiny being a self admitted cuck. So is Sneeko. Sneeko is a self admitted cuck himself from the past. So people give Destiny a lot of riffraff for that, but same with Sneeko, and people are, I guess people are taking that when Sneeko and Destiny were teaming up against Rolo, and Rolo kind of folded. And I guess people are just taking that to the bank. But I'm like, remember, Destiny and Sneeko are cucks. Anyway, this I wanted to bring up a certain IG model because this, I didn't want to put this in my title because I didn't want to put her in my title. I wanted to because I wanted to do this as a separate video, and I kind of already did, but it kind of got messed up. But I wanted to bring this up. I'm gonna bring it up right now. The problem with these people, all right, and this has been this. I believe stuff like this is like the silent killer of a lot of men, a lot of like just, this is the silent killer stuff right here. If you ever notice anything, when it comes to breakups, or if things don't work out, the lady's never gonna admit fault. It's always gonna be, if you look at the caption in her video, is after I left my narcissistic, selfish, cheating, lying, unappreciative ass ex. And this is always the same story. He was toxic, he was narcissistic, he was blah, 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 blah. It's always the same thing. Now, I also have a theory behind this stuff. When you see people still complaining about their ex, right? And especially if the ex never took them to court, but they're still complaining about their ex, like their ex never sued them or anything, but they're still complaining about them. And I'm like, okay, did he take you to court? Did he do this? And they're like, no, he did. And especially that happens, especially on the lady side. And it'll be like the dude did nothing to him, like in terms of taking money out their pocket. It's basically, those girls will go through life finessing most of the dudes that they come across. They come across one or two dudes that they actually like, right? And basically those two dudes will just not bow down to her, or basically they don't fall for the manipulative tactics that she do. And when it doesn't work out with them, that person basically lives rent-free in their mind, basically for the rest of their life. So then they will go on a campaign to tear down that man's name. Literally everywhere they go, they'll go through IG. And the reason why I bring her up is I'm going to bring up her page. And I'm going to show you how basically her whole page, this woman's whole page, is basically it's the standard. Her whole page is her talking about her ex. Her whole page, it's not even giving advice. It's literally talking about her ex. You would think, like, if you got finesse, you would talk about, okay, this is the mistakes I did, right? They never do that. It's just him. It's all the memes are about. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what? And then, and another thing, I'm gonna bring up her bio real quick. This is how I knew she's full of cap about her ex. First of all, I want you to look at her profile. I want you to look at her profile. This is when we were talking about me and AJ. We was on a stream the other day, last week, and we talked about the top thought professions. And in our top 10, realtor came in, I think, at number 7 or number 8. So right here, we already see realtor. That's already red flag. And then another red flag in her bio, Linktree. Nah, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, but here, this is what I wanted to focus on. I don't know if I highlight this, it will pop up. Let's see. Hopefully it pops up on your screen. I'm going to wait for a sec. Here we go. So you see what I highlighted over there. If you go on a girl's IG page and it says survivor in the bio, 7 times out of 10, nothing really happened to her. Especially not physically. Nothing really happened to her. They use that to garnish sympathy. I promise you. 7 times out of 10, and I'm being nice. And I'm being nice when I'm saying 7 times out of 10. 7 times out of 10, nothing happened to her. 7 times out of 10. All right, but her whole bio already is a red flag. But here the reason why I'm pointing her out is not because she stand out. Is because it's the standard. Her story is very unoriginal and is very common, right? So here, she always refers to her ex as the narcissist, the cheating ex, the narcissistic ex, and the person that she is referring to is her baby father. And this is where before I start hating on her, let me tell you something though. When it comes to ninjas, can y'all please let me put it back to me. Let me put the screen on me. Ninjas, stop messing with these chicks and whispering stuff in her ear while you're doing this kind of stuff. On some baby boy stuff. Stop doing that stuff because she's gonna believe what you say. Anybody that watched Baby Boy, remember the advice that Jody's mom gave her. He said, "Now, when you messing with these chicks, stop saying that I want you to have your baby and stuff. Like, stop doing that because they end up believing you when you do that." And I'll say this, she is a victim of that she believed. And she took what he said to the bank. And because of that, now she's a single mom. You know what I mean? And it's not funny, but here's the problem. Here's the funny part about it though. Now we're going to have to deal with her. Talking about men ain't this, men ain't that. Watch out for these ninjas, ninja this. Now, my ex is a narcissistic, blah blah blah. Now we got to deal with this forever. You know that, right? Yeah, man. So this is the problem, you know, with people like this. And now she's using the court of public opinion. Now let's go through her memes. Trying to explain to the narcissist why the things he keeps doing is hurting me and that I feel unheard and unappreciative. Narcissist, I don't really care if you cry. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Here we go. I didn't see this post. She said she has a message to the baby fathers out there. Let's see what she has to say.
A lot of you baby dads are really lucky that your baby mom is your baby mom, because the today her, the leveled up her, the what she knows now her would never. I mean, never. A lot of you.
Oh, I forgot to put it back on. Let's do this one more time, man. Let's hear let's hear what this bird has to say one more time.
Baby dads are really lucky that your baby mom is your baby mom because the today her, the leveled up her, the what she knows now her would never. I mean, never. A lot of you
Oh Lord. A girl that I'm following that I finna do the she like this. Oh Lord. Oh, don't. Did things didn't work? Wow. Hold on for a sec. We're gonna leave that for another time. I was about to say so. I just saw something that anyway. Anyway. I, was, I just saw something that I know you can't stand it. Dick bandit, done land. You know, I remember Fresh said some real ish. And he said basically it was this girl giving her a whole sob story about how she's gonna turn her life around and blah blah blah. And then so then Fresh was like, man, I feel so bad for the next man that's about to date her. That's some real ish right there. That's some real ish right there. Now, one of the comments, it says, how would you even know? How do you determine who's just a genuinely nice guy and who's a narcissist? It's To me, it's pretty simple, man. It's pretty simple. If they're moving fast with everything, future talking, love bombing with oh my God, these words, love bombing with words early on, they can't keep it up for long. This is what happens, man. Let me put it back on me. This will be happening, man. This whole thing about love bombing, I did it. That's one of the first shows I ever did. This is BS. All right, and it's always they talk about love bombing and whatnot. Basically, love bombing. If you're a Subway sandwich artist, you don't have to be worried about a girl accusing you of love bombing. I'll just leave it at that. As that's my definition. That's my definition. My definition of love bombing is this: if you're a Subway sandwich artist, you don't got to worry about it. End of discussion. And here she gives terrible advice here. If they're moving fast with everything, future talking about what you can't really give advice on things like this, basically because a lot of girls are actually attracted to guys with red flags, especially the girls that like to go out and like to be social and whatnot. They, that what happens is women don't really are not attracted to most men. They won't give most men a shot. So the one, like whoever that 20 whoever's that fits her type, even if this dude is a walking crimson flag, they will overlook all of it if that guy's her type. All he has to do is not mess it up in terms of talking funny. Just don't, if you're the guy, just don't mention Andrew Tate, don't mention don't mention Kevin Samuels, and you're straight. And you're literally in there. If you fit her type, just don't mess it up from there. Just make sure you don't mention these people that I mentioned. Oh shoot. Let's see something. But yeah, basically that's it. That's it. Oh Lord. But all this, every girl's ex is I have never heard a girl say I was the problem in my last thing, and the ones that do, they be getting ripped because they'll be like the ones that say it'll be literally like, oh yeah, my ex did nothing wrong, I just wanted to move on. And they be getting ripped in the comment section. That's why they always have to say he was a narcissist, he was a toxic. Because really, most of the time, once they leave, it's just they get bored and they just want to move on. And I think if most dudes knew that, about most dudes wouldn't even try. And that's a scary part. That's a black pill for you right there. Well, nah, that's not really a black pill, but that's just some harsh reality right there. If dudes really knew the truth about this stuff, they'd all be on the CGA free agent lifestyle stuff. Okay, see how I barely scroll down? It's all about narcissistic exes and blah blah. All about narcissism and whatnot. Let's see. Let's see. And this is her son of the ex. I feel bad for that son. That son's gonna grow up like he's gonna be a king simp. She's gonna literally raise that dude up to be like uh, a real son husband. So, hey man, praise to that motherfucker, that little dude who went from people asking. Carry on. Another one about her narcissistic ex.
Tell me again. What? Tell me again.
Yeah, this girl is a psychopath. This is why I will say this. This is even to men and women. If you really want to make your partner, your ex mad, just move on with your life. That's all you have to do. Now, it's going to be harder. It's harder for most than others because when kids are involved, it's always complicated. But even if you're a girl, I always say this. If you just move on with your life, you just move on, the dude will be just shocked. Like he'll be shocked. Like, but it just does it usually does not happen. Like, I'll say this: the few cases that I know where the girl just moved on with her life and she's just trying to move on, the dudes will be stalking her, like for real stalking her. You know what I'm saying? I think in life, if you just show how unbothered you are, no social media posts, just moving on with your life. It's like people be getting tight about that, But when you make posts like this, right, you clearly have not moved on. And mind you, when you women that make posts like this on the because there's plenty of girls like her that make posts like this on social media that doesn't have a whole big following. Girls like that, if the baby daddy comes around, he's probably gonna still smash at the beck and call. Well, how much money you want to bet that she's probably even still smashing him? How much money? Or even just recently? Man, people like I said, people be on this social media thing talking up real game, man. And like I know girls with a whole ninja at home, and they be on their Cynthia G stuff on here, and they have a whole dude at home that they're sharing, that they're openly sharing, that they don't mind openly sharing, doing like so many Cardi B's out here fronting, and then they're doing telling other women not to cook and clean and blah blah blah, and then they're doing, not only are they doing that, they're doing that without him having to say anything. And you'll be like, what? And then you'll ask the dude, your girl be making posts like this on social media. They be like, hey. They don't even be carrying themselves, man, because they know what it is. Oh Lord. Let's see here, man. No one is going to want you with a kid and me as your ex. Oh, I guess that's what her ex said to her, I guess. Here we is. This is how I understand. Most of the time, when the lady say that her ex is a narcissist, most of the time, she's the narcissist, and the ex that she attracted was just a better narcissist than her. You know what I mean? Because if you're making posts like this, stop forcing that man to be better to get you a better man, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, so this is your mentality. So clearly, your ex, aka your baby father, he just out narcissisted. I guess I don't know if that's a word. He just was a better narcissist than you. And when they meet, let me see, no charges for her. No changes for her to come. She can't move. No, she's not gonna move forward. This is gonna be her life. This is gonna be her life. Her life mission is going to be him. Like basically, I always tell dudes, you better hope that if you have a baby mother, you better hope she finds happiness with her new boyfriend. Because if she does not, she's basically gonna make it her life mission to just ruin your name in the court of public opinion. I'm pretty sure he probably still calls her like, really, or he probably doesn't even say anything. Like, you know, with the visitation, I don't know what her visitation, I don't know what her custody thing is, but basically, like I said, this look at her profile. You can look it up on Instagram herself. You see the name is her whole page is about her ex. Her whole page. Yeah, of course, no changes. She ain't finna change. This is her life now. Her life is him because he's moved on. And mind you, I would like to hear his side of the story. Because I'm looking at her page. When I look at her page, and I see some of the posts she makes, and I see her lifestyle, it's clear that she's a narcissist herself. I'm looking at it. First of all, if you have an IG page like she got, you're clearly narcissistic to some degree. So, like I said, in her case, I think I have a pretty good idea what happened. He probably is a narcissist, but it was just the narcissist meets a narcissist, and the male narcissist won. That's what happened. That's like these things are really easy for me to look at. The only problem is when this thing happens at a lower level, right to the common people. I'm not saying she's not common, like, because she is very common. When this happens amongst the regular people, usually men die over this stuff because girls like her will make up stuff about their baby father, will send the simp enforcers after the dude, and they don't know the whole story. And this is usually how men get killed, especially, you know, in the inner city. I mean, need I say more? You know, oh, shout out to you, AJ. I brought up her page basically to show. I wanted to bring her up as a case study. Basically, basically just showing when you have girls like this, right? And her whole page is about her narcissistic, cheating ex, who is also her baby father. It's literally, that's her whole page. And when you see that, most of the time, it's not what it is. Like, and here's and AJ, watch this. Who is this? Her name is Persia Bella. You can look her up on Instagram and look at her bio. I'm gonna show you her bio. This is how I know she's lying about her ex. This is how I know she's lying about her ex. Look at her profile. Realtor, red flag 1, and right here, survivor. When you see survivor in the bio, she's lying. I'm sorry. 7 times out of 10 when you see on Insta, especially on Instagram, you know this, bro. On when you see Survivor in the bio, she's lying. And when she's talking about I've been in an abusive relationship, she means verbal abuse. And verbal abuse can constitute on anything. You know, yeah, she like I already know this is when she talks about usually girls like that, they project. So she talks about her lying, narcissistic, cheating. Okay, what was the first post I put? Oh yeah, trying to explain to the narcissist why the things he keeps doing is hurting me and that I feel hurt. Blah, blah, blah. That means she's a narcissist herself, basically. And girls like that, they finally meet a guy that is kind of unhinged by her games, unaffected by her games, and she ends up getting played. And especially she had a kid by her. If you believe that, you've been hoodwinked. Yep. This is what you learn. Like I be because I see it now. It's just once I always tell people, once you take the RP, you can't unsee it. Oh yeah, Lorette. Yeah, I know you heard stories, news about that. It's the because girls like her, what they do is they sent the simp enforcers after the baby dad, or after the ex. The simp enforcers can be her male cousins, her brothers, people that just men that's other men that's trying to smash. Oh no, that's my baby sister. You know them ninjas. Like, bruh, stop it. I done met these people before. I'd be like, bruh, stop. Anyway, I just got mad here. So, and also, like I said, let's keep going. Let's keep looking at her page. Right here. Because if you look at her page, you can look at it yourself. How does it feel to be a single mom and free from the narcissist? I'm talking about her whole page is that. Her whole page. Dude, I barely have scrolled down on her whole page is that. When you see stuff like that, and it's just like, when people keep repeating stuff about another person that you don't know about you, this is what I learned as a kid. If somebody keeps repeating something about somebody you don't know, this doesn't even have to be about relationships. If somebody keeps repeating something about somebody you don't know, and it's like they're trying to convince you that he's this, no evidence, you need to get the other side of the story. Now, when it comes to relationships, when it's one person, it's like crapping on the other person. Once you get the other side of the story, you'll realize that both of them were bad people. Yeah, I gotta mute the TikTok. Yeah, I gotta mute it for copyright reasons. But thank God they're like 5 seconds long, so hopefully sometimes I get away with it. Sometimes. But yeah, guys, I always tell people, get the other side of the story. Get the other side. I grew up, my favorite athletes growing up was Allen Iverson, Terrell Owens. All right. I'm not gonna mention the European players, only European soccer players. I know you guys might not know these people. So I'm gonna use these two. These were my two, Allen Iverson and Terrell Owens. These guys used to be crapped on by the media. And you would literally see people that make up so many narratives about them. I used to literally be like, I used to literally be like to my parents or whoever was listening, and be like, so they just get to lie on them. So this is why the reason why the transition to the red pill, especially when it comes to ladies, it was seamless. I had no RP rage. I already went through my RP rage with religion and the media. Now I already been through that with that. Just looking out for you, my bro. Gotta get your. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I need people to know this because ninjas be getting killed over stuff like this. Like literally, like they die over stuff like this. I remember when I was working at a theater, 2017, and they were these dudes talking about, oh man, I can never, if a girl I knew was getting her hands put on her by a man, I would do something about it. And I literally told them, don't do that. I literally was like, do not. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. You might be like, you don't know. You might be interrupting their act because you know what a lot of, like, especially when you talk about, there's just way too many stories about dudes intervening on a domestic violence situation, and the partner gets scared and shoots the person trying to intervene, or the dude dies and the partner still leaves with the abuser. It's just too many stories about that. I'm like, guys, please do your don't just butt in. Please don't just butt in. Just don't do that. Anyway, more. Let's more. Look, I gotta hate some more. This whoa, it said message retracted. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's what got Kane killed. He done beat everybody else, but because he was horny one day and didn't reply back to one of those girls, and what the girls would be like, don't do anything stupid. I'm like, you knew why you told your cousin, because you knew he was about that action. This is a common story. It's the most common story. Anyway, let's go back here. Uh-oh. And this is how you know another red flag of a girl is when, like, when you look at the in the bio and it says like, my son is my king. That's another red flag right there. My real life Prince Ali. Oh Lord. And look who the kid is. He's mixed, so you already know she got pregnant by a ninja. And this is what, like I said earlier, AJ, you might have missed it. I told Lorette this earlier. You might have missed it. I put a message to, I tell ninja. Can you tell these ninjas, the ninjas that you know, tell them to stop when they're fornicating with these broads. Stop whispering in their ear, telling them, I want you to have my baby, and all, doing all the Jody stuff. Stop. Tell them to stop doing that. Because these girls, well, I could tell. I know what happened to her. I can tell what happened to her. She fell for it. She fell for it. And the dude left her a single mom because she was probably driving him crazy. And he, even though he said that stuff to her, whispering in her ear and all that stuff, but once it happens, it's like, oh shoot. Yeah, the Jody stuff. Remember in Baby Boy when his mom was like, "Yo, stop." He told her son, "Stop doing that." He said, because those girls believe you when you say that stuff. And I think as men, we have to start telling these dudes that, because now we got to deal with her. Because now we got to deal with her for the rest of our lives. Now she's gonna be making memes for the rest of her life about her ex. I'm talking about it's gonna be 40 something, and she's still gonna be, it's gonna be 2042, and she's still gonna be talking about her ex, her narcissistic, lying ex. That's what's gonna happen. It's like, I barely have scrolled. It's all about her ex. You see, okay, watch. I want to stay tuned for this. I haven't even seen this video. Look at this right here. Watch this here. Look at what it says here. I'm in my it's about me era. Don't come over here, waste my time. I'm wifey. So my husband needs to be obsessed with me, loving, reassuring, fine as hell, communicates well, untouchable, and a God-fearing man. Bruh. And she's complaining about a narcissist. And she puts the most narcissistic caption in her video. What did I tell you? This is a narcissist. She's the narcissist. Let me read this chat. Where do these hoes get their psychology degrees to be able? Yeah, they like I said, that therapy stuff. It's that whole pseudoscience, that stuff. Like, those therapists need to have their licenses revoked, bro. Lorette says son husbands don't know their son husbands, only the mama knows. Yeah, that's true. It just, like, especially what happens is the son husbands end up getting finessed by a lady, and then the sons will go back to the mom like, man, yo, my ex, she killing me on child support, or she killing me on this divorce. Do you know what happened? And they'll just be like, act like they don't know what's happening. Chick is a single mom. That means there is an accident on the Carfax. Facts. But look, the caption is, and it's not that I'm hating on her, even though I kind of am. But it's like her caption is something I have read. All these ladies got the same. It's like, it's literally her caption right here is what you're. This is why I quit dating apps in like 2016, 2017. This is what you're gonna find on the dating app. This caption. I'm in my it's about me era. Don't come. My the next person is gonna be my husband, but I'm a single mom. No. That's a terrible deal. Watch, she's gonna have the next dude wait. Talking about I'm celibate. Oh man, God fearing, yo. Any of y'all thirsty ninjas at the church, at her church, do not fall for that. This is an evil woman who got outsmarted by. Who just got outsmarted? Like, cause I could tell, I know what happened. I know what happened. She was messing with Jody. She was messing with Jody. Freddie Gibbs type dude, right? told her everything she wanted to hear, Derek Jackson style, and found out she's pregnant. It was like, dang. But this is the story is too common, and it's not the problem is not her going through it. It's just now she's gonna be on her. Oh, all men ain't this, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure there was a male in her life was saying, are you sure about this guy? I don't know about this guy. Yeah, she got outsmarted by another narcissist. It was just two narcissists meeting because, you attract what you are, and she got outsmarted. She can't, really, what she needs to do is take that L. Just take that L. Be like, hey, man, I was messing with somebody I shouldn't have. That's on me. I kept this kid without marrying him. You know what I mean? Just take the. I'm gonna take the L. I love my son. I'm gonna make sure I do the best I can for him. Hopefully, the next dude, I won't put him through that. I'm gonna try to be a better person myself so I can attract a better person. Why is that never the conversation? Why can it be like, let me be a better person so I can attract a better person? Nope. It's always he's a liar, a manipulator, narcissist. It's always the same. It's always the same BS. It's always the same BS, man. Anyway, I barely scroll down. And then look, right after, before that post, look at the next post. Me explaining what happens with your life after you leave a narcissist. And literally the next post, she makes the most narcissistic post I have ever seen in my life. Saying my man has to be all this stuff. And you're a single mom. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is a terrible deal. Explaining to him that it's not work. Okay, this is the meme I was looking for right here. The meme right here. So you read it, explaining to him that it's not working out, but he convinced me to start a family instead. What?
You gotta live it up.
Explaining to him that it's not working out, but he convinced me to start a family. And she says, well, I became a single mom because I listened to him. How does somebody, I'm going to just let it play out while I'm talking. How does somebody convince you to become a single mom? Like what? How? What? Where's the accountability? Oh, I explained to him it wasn't working out, but he convinced me to start a family instead. Basically putting it on him. You could have just said no. Oh my God, bro. This is what happened. Hey, no, you got. This was a ninja that did this to her. like when I first saw that meme, I was like, and then I was like, this got to be a ninja that did that to her. And then I started scrolling up her page. I'm like, oh, I look at the kid. I'm like, yep, a ninja did this. A ninja did this. I already know what happened. Hey, yo, baby, you already know. I've been going through it, but I swear I changed, you know what I'm saying? You like a whole vibe, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, if the dude was her type, right? The dude was her type, I can tell was her type, and she believed everything that man said. Everything to the bank. And because you know how they and you know, I swear to God, I'm changed because I changed. You know what I'm saying? I changed. And she fell for it. Let me look at the comments though. She said, it's better being on his side. Being a single mom is better than being a single mom in a relationship. But that's what you chose. Oh, man. Let me see. The amount of comments where they are shaming women is ridiculous. How about y'all talk about the man that begged for kids just to not be there for the kids once they touch her? That's your fault. You're as the lady. It's different if it's like you're married to the person, but we know that's not most cases. Especially when we're dealing with ninja activity. That's not most cases. We know there was no marriage involved. And of course, he said, I want you to have, yeah, they all those ninjas be saying that. We tell you that's what they be saying, but you don't listen. And then, even with the whole Derek Jackson thing, you got ladies on there using Derek Jackson just to say, you see what men put good women through. I'm like, bro, men told you that Derek Jackson wasn't ish. We told you Derek Jackson was a hustler. Men said that. We said that. You didn't care because you liked him because he looked attractive and he was saying what you wanted to hear. And now he showed his true colors. And now you're talking about, oh, look at the stuff they put good women through. No, stop. And then they they don't even realize how stupid they sound when they do that. And then they wonder why people don't take them seriously. We told you Derek Jackson was a scam artist, and now you're using him as an example of why men ain't ish when men told you he wasn't ish the first time. Bruh. Oh Lord, here we go. Persia Bella. What did she say? The misogyny. I don't want to say the actual word. I like it when I say it like that. The misogyny in some of these comments made by dudes is very telling. Clearly, your two-parent household where mother was miserable and your father had no respect for women is loud and clear. I love when y'all expose yourselves. This is why you're a single mom, because you're a bird brain, bro. Like that now, because now, like now, as these ladies get their own pages and they're speaking their piece. Now I see why they get targeted by the media, why they get targeted by predatory dudes. It's because they're just not. What happens is the advantages that they have is that they always have the law on their side, so they can afford to be in La La Land. And once being in La La Land ends up biting them in the butt, aka becoming a single mom, aka getting a disease, aka, getting played, then it gets shot right back into reality. And now it's men's fault again. You know what I mean? It's like, bruh. Yo, man. Anyway, let's look at the comments at this. We were happy and I didn't want kids, but he did. He couldn't wait, had the baby, and I've been a single mom ever since. Yeah. I'm pretty sure people were giving you warning, like, did he put a ring on it? No. Exactly. This was about to be me, and then I started following you and started seeing all the red flags. Okay. Let me just go for the point guard instead. I'm not gonna go for Chad anymore. I'm gonna go for one of Chad's friends. He seems a lot nicer to me. that's the thinking process. If you don't think that's not the thinking process, I'm not gonna go for Chad. I'm not gonna go for the artist. I'm gonna go for the songwriter. And then in their mind, that's settling. It'll be like I saw like some like I literally saw a girl say, I'm just gonna settle for this engineer that I met. I'm like, he's an engineer. What do you mean? He's settling for you? What? One of the last Kevin Samuels videos that went viral was like this girl. She's like ridiculously obese, and basically in her mind, the average guy, she would be settling for him. I'm like, and Kevin said was like, no, the dude would be settling for you. But she just couldn't even get it through her mind. And mind you, that girl was like a 2 at most, at tops. 2 at tops, because the weight did not help her case, right? But in her mind, she's settling. I don't know where these hoes is getting their advice from. I'm sitting there like, I was like, bruh. Let me look at Dimple Face's profile. Ooh, and she's Dominican. That's a red flag. I'm just playing with that. I'm just messing around with that. I'm messing with that. I'm fooling you. Those were jokes. Them is jokes. Let me see. Me thinking about how my son is going to get bullied because his mom is a MILF. Yeah, this is a narcissist. This is a narcissist. What kind of caption is that? what, me thinking about how my son is going to get bullied because his mom is a MILF. What kind of... Oh, one of the comments is funny. He said, as long as you don't have an OnlyFans, you'll be fine. Facts. Now, yeah, she's so full of herself. Like, it's not even... And she said, and yes, I can be if I want. She's a narcissist. She's the narcissist that she complains about. Oh my Lord. Let me save this. I'm going to reply to her on this one. I like this hate-a-thon. Okay, but that's already a patented by Star. But it's bruh, like wow, wow. This is funny though. This is funny to me, man. She's a narcissist. She's full of. She literally said, "I'm full of." Yeah, I can be full of myself. She's a narcissist, or she was probably a supposed good girl that turned into a narcissist. Like I said, one of the things Shannon Sharp said some real some real ish on his on the Undisputed. He said, if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing that you despise the most. It's crazy. That's crazy right there. Those are facts. If you're not careful, if you're not careful, those are facts right there. That's some real stuff. Let me save this real quick. Let me save this. I'm like, this girl is so full of. I'm literally like this. She's a narcissist. I'm like, now she's saying that her baby daddy's a narcissist, but I mean, let's look at this again. I'm sorry. Apparently, her ex is the narcissist, but you make a caption like this, and then, oh, I'm just joking. No, me thinking about how my son is going to get bullied because his mama is a MILF. Like this this is oh, shout out to your chill vibes. You was on fire on that other live stream that I did with AJ. You was on fire. But yeah, oh yeah, but basically I made this. I'm just making her a case study because this is the average girl, bro. The average, and mind you, her whole page is about her ex being a narcissist, cheating, blah blah blah. Basically, her ex being a narcissist. That's the theme of her page. Meanwhile, she has some of the most narcissistic memes on here. Like, and I just hope people. The beautiful thing about social media is everything is now being revealed, and I hope people, the simp enforcers, stop going out on the. Yeah, I just hope people stop going out on the limb just to defend these girls. And I'm pretty sure she done sent simp enforcers after her baby father. Done sent the police after him and blah 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 and whatnot. Homie, if you look, I want you to look at her page. Just look at her page, bro. I'm gonna show you something real quick. This is how you know you're dealing with a liar. Look at the top of the bio. It says realtor, which is we already went over this. This is not profession. And right here, I want you to pay attention here. If you see Survivor in her IG bio, she's lying. Seven times out of 10. And I'm being nice. If you see Survivor in her bio, she's lying. And it's the same thing basically. It's this new thing that a lot of ladies do. They'll be like, oh, I was in an abusive relationship. And then when you ask them, oh, wait, so he put your hands on you? No, he verbally abused me. So they're not going to say I was in a verbally abusive relationship. They're going to say I was in an abusive relationship so they don't get questioned about it. Because most dudes are not going to question that. That's another thing I've been picking up lately. And this is basically in the same category, Survivor. Survive what? That's what I said. Survive what? Nothing happened to her. Nothing. Because we already know most girls will be quick to out you for being broke than actually admit that their ex used to do a power drive slam on them. So this is why when you see Survivor in the bio, you got to ask, okay, surviving what? Surviving R. Kelly? Nah. you didn't survive anything. You're straight. But yeah, basically you go through her. If you could look at her page yourself. If you look through it, it's just her talking about her ex being a narcissist while simultaneously putting up the most narcissistic memes. Even if I go back to this right here, one of the comments she responded to it and proved my point. So one of the comments was from a lady. It said, "Jesus, you're full of yourself much." And she responded, "It's a whole joke. And yes, I can be if I want." Now, what kind of response does that sound? That kind of sounds like a very narcissistic response. The same narcissism that you're complaining about your ex from. With the most narcissistic response that you can that you can get. Okay. Let's move on. Another meme about her narcissistic ex. When you learn that narcissists go out their way to lie and make up stories about people, but they are really making a confession to what they really did. Now, what you got to understand is right there, she's talking about herself. She hasn't met the one yet, or she would have ended up on Hockey Mask Time on RP. Exactly. Exactly. And even then, when you look up the stats of domestic violence, they basically say they said like basically over 70% of the domestic violence was instigated by a woman. It's just that they get the brunt force, and they actually attack the man more. The woman attacks the man more in domestic violence situations. It's just that obviously once the man strikes back, it leaves a mark, you know. And on top of that, when you think about it, they usually have a man that's bigger, stronger than them. So it's just simple science how that works. But yeah. But basically what she has is a baby father that I guess in her mind outsmarted her, put a baby in her and left in her mind, right? So unfortunately now her life is going to be talking about her narcissistic ex. Exactly. Even like in the same, like you said, in the same sex relationships, basically that community, I don't want to say the thing so I don't get my stream taken down, but in that community, they have the highest domestic violence rate. The L community, I'll say, they have the highest domestic violence rate. So this whole thing about men being monsters and whatnot, you know. Oh my God, I just got a text from one of my guys in one of my bands. He dropped out of rehearsal. Anyway, if you look at this caption, when you learn that narcissists go out their way to lie and make up stories about people, but they are really making a confession to what they did, she's talking about herself. This is the thing that people gotta understand. And to the and to the male simp enforcers that really just want to smash her. But anyway, if they could just look at this and see it through our lens, right? I think people would stop going out their way to try to defend people like this, because men will be going out their way, bro. I'd be like, what the, bruh? Did you get the full side of the story before you went out guns blazing about a dude you don't know? When you see all of her posts, right? All of her posts, I'm like, dude, I gotta get the other side of the story. And also, chill vibes. I was joking, AJ. I don't know if AJ's still in the chat, but I was joking with AJ. Basically, I know what got her pregnant. I know what happened. She was dealing with Jody. If you ever watched Baby Boy, she was dealing with Jody. She got pregnant by Jody. The classic story, classic ninja activity story. And basically, we were joking about how ninjas have to stop messing with girls like this, right? Fornicating with girls. And unfortunately, when they're fornicating, they be whispering in their ear, doing this stuff, and saying, "I want you to have my baby," and all this stuff. And they believe that when they do that. And I think, and it was funny in the movie Baby Boy, Jodie's mom was like, "Stop telling these ladies that." Yeah. I'm telling you, if you look at her page, and then I saw, and you look at the baby. Look at the baby. I'm not trying to put the baby's face out there, but this is a mixed baby, right? So she got pregnant by a ninja. So I know what happened, and we got to start telling ninjas, stop doing that stuff, right? Because now we got to deal with her. It's going to be the year 2052. She's going to still be talking about her narcissistic ex. It'll be like her son will be probably just been moved on with life and just just completely moved on. And she's still, her ex is still going to be living rent free in her head. Not because he's a narcissist. It's only because he was a better narcissist than she was. A lot of the times when you see these girls talking about their ex being manipulative and whatnot, these girls gone through their whole life finessing dudes for free lunches, free car rides, free this, and they'll meet the one guy that's her type, and they get played one time, right? After they done played so many other people, they get played by the one dude that was not, or if they met the one dude that was just unbothered by her games, and that intrigued her so much so that they'll keep the dude's baby to prove a point. And when they realize he's not going to change, now he's a narcissistic ex and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Exactly. Because we already proved, like, her, like you seen the post. This is a narcissist. She's the narcissist that she complains about. She just got out narcissistic. I don't know if there's a word for that. Oh Lord. Here's another meme about this. This is a theme song.
Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much.
This is the theme song for anyone who has ever survived a narcissist, and it's basically her turning around, making sure her ass is showing. Meanwhile, this ninja done probably moved on, probably has another girl just like her. Probably messing with more girls just like this one. You know what I mean? Let's look at more. But if you look at her character and the stuff that she jokes about, it's like, but, oh, don't tell me. Oh, she can talk? Let's see what she got to say. Here.
I think a lot of times when people are not in the situation, they don't understand. Like, why would you stay? Why wouldn't you leave? And it's like, they don't understand that if there's a trauma bond that happens, you get bonded through someone through traumatic experiences. And I know it's hard to grasp for people who haven't experienced that, but it's a real thing. So you stick around. And another reason why I stuck around is because I was ashamed. I didn't want to have a broken family. I didn't want to be scared. I was all these things. It wasn't just one thing. It was a lot of things that I was feeling. So to be in that space, it's hard to get out. Even with just the trauma bond alone,
Right.
It's hard to get out.
Right.
You do have your good moments with them, right?
Sure.
But they're very far in between, right? So you wait for those moments. You wait for those highs. It's almost like an addiction.
Yeah.
It is an addiction. You become
Yeah,
addicted
you're waiting
to
for that next hit.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And they start breadcrumbing you, and that's what it became. And it became really hard to get out. And I wasn't telling anybody. The only people that knew were his immediate family, and they were normalizing it. So that became my environment. I think a lot of times when people are not in the situation, they don't.
She's capping. I'm sorry. She is lying, and I'll say this: she's lying by omission. She is not telling the full story. She is not telling the full story. I'm like, hey man, I've just seen this way too many times, man. I done seen this way too many times. Now, I guess the podcast that she was on, it was about DV. It was about, I don't want to say the word, D-violence, right? But I don't think she was talking about D-violence. I think she's just talking about the mental manipulation on it, right? Hold on for a sec. My scenes are messing up for some reason. I don't know why. I can't even. So now I got to do this manually. Anyway, let's look at the comments on here. But here's the thing that confuses a lot of men about these situations. This is where guys like me, I get ostracized. It'll be girls like this. You've been on dates. Anybody that's been on a date has been with a girl, right? And they will say the date was good or blah blah, and they'll say, I couldn't really mess with you because you didn't pay like this thing. It'll be like you sneezed funny. Or you snorted one time when you laughed, and they'll just be like, I can't mess with him. That's a red flag. Now, OBS, because what happened during the stream, my stream got shut down, but it reconnected in like 2 seconds, and it got my thing back. But now I can't use my hotkeys right now. So that's a minor inconvenience. So I'm not even tripping over that. Anyway. You'll be with these girls, right? And it'll be like, because I don't date. I don't in terms of I don't do dinner dates. I don't do that. That I stopped doing. Like me, I've never done one in my life. Everything that every date, which is very few, all the dates I've had, they've come to like where I'm at, because I've learned quickly through other men's experience, do not do dinner dates. And it's yeah, exactly. She always look like it'll be like I saw like exactly. I saw one girl. She was just like, she was in a date in New York City with a dude, and everything was fine, but it was like an extra thing of cheese that he had to pay for a burger, and he was like, I gotta pay extra for cheese, and he's like, I'm not doing that. And she said she ended up leaving because that was a red flag for. I was like, are you serious? What she does, first of all, when I heard the situation, I was like, that's not a cheap man. That's just he sounds Hewish, if you know what I mean. He sounds Hewish. I can't say the actual. I don't want to get my. That's something that sounds like something a Hewish man would say. I ain't paying extra for that. She had a dude with money right in front of her. She had her savior was right there. Her financial savior was right in front of her, and she didn't even know it. And first of all, I know plenty of dudes with money. They ain't finna pay extra for some cheese. Just out of the principle. I know people that are great with money. They're not like, I remember somebody I know that's good with money. She found out that they were you had to pay extra for plates, and she was like, I ain't doing that. Shit, they lost a customer. He's just cheap, but it sounds like a Hewish man, if you know what I'm saying. A Hewish man. She had a dude with money right in front of her, and she don't even know it. She probably don't even realize this was probably a son of an executive or something. She don't even. I'm sitting there like this. I'm watching the TikTok, the Vine. I'm like, bruh, you had, and you left the dude because he didn't pay extra for cheese. And then these will be the same girls that will end up in a situation like this, talking about I stayed with a toxic, abusive ex for 3 years. What? This is where the confusion comes in. Exactly. This was she. She don't even realize she was dating a man with money. She don't even realize it. Because I heard this, I saw the story. I'm like, you was actually dealing with a dude with some real money. I know dudes like that. I'm sitting there like, this has got to be the dumbest girl. And then like, these are the same girls, right? Now all of a sudden, but these are the same girls that end up in a toxic, abusive relationship for how many years? How is that even possible? This is where guys are looking at her like, this is where I started asking questions. Because I'd be like, it seems like every girl is in a toxic, abusive relationship, but then these same girls are leaving dudes because he's not tall enough, or he didn't pay for this on the first date, and you asked them about what's a red flag, and they don't even know. I'm like, okay, I'm like, maybe it's just me, but I don't think women really know what they want. Maybe it's just me, and that's when you start asking these questions. Now, when you hear a story like this from this girl talking about why she stayed with her toxic, abusive ex, and on top of that, had a baby by the same dude, how does he even get that far? He couldn't have been that bad. He couldn't have been that bad. Now, like I said, maybe he wasn't a narcissist. My theory is, in her case, I believe they were both narcissists. And that intrigued her, really, how he wasn't really a victim. He was the one that can actually take in charge of her. You know what I mean? And they were technically really made for each other. I believe these were two bad people that procreated with each other. And she got the shorter end of the stick. That's what I think is her situation. He said, man, women are different. Yeah, this would be the same girl. It'll be the perfect dude right in front of her, but it'll be because he got up funny or he walks with a limp, and she'll be like, I can't do this. like I done had girls at my job literally make fun of dudes that they finessing free dinner dates from. Like, come back, share the food with me. Yo, I'll be like, oh, thank you. These are some good fries. Share the food with me, bro. Mind you, I'm not even mad. I'm talking about at my job. Hey, I just got this dude. Oh, I just got this from. I remember I was messing with this girl. She has takeout from. I'm like, where did you get all this takeout from? Oh yeah, I've been, bruh. She got a full fridge of takeout, bro. She gave me her pizza. She had like all this Chinese food and whatnot. And she didn't pay for none of that. Just straight finessing motherfuckers. And then they find one dude that they can't get over, and it intrigues them. And that's how they get in trouble. I'll say this. I think I'll say this. She's pretty enough to find a simp that has some money. This girl right here, whoever Persia Bella is, she's pretty enough to find a simp. She's pretty enough for now. That's why I like, you know how like people on Fresh and Fit will say, oh, it's over, if you can't. I don't know. I believe there are some girls that they are pretty enough. They can find a simp, but it doesn't matter. This is where I love Undead. It doesn't matter because I'm talking about the man that she really wants. It's over for her on that sense. That's the wall for you. Oh yeah, she didn't buy groceries for 6 months, 6 weeks. Because they're straight up finessing dudes. And everybody knows it, but they don't care. Then they get finessed one time. And then now we got to hear from it. But let me look at the comments. Because this is where the confusion comes in for men. Because because it'll be like a bunch of regular dudes, right? Be on the same date with the same girl and be like, but this was the same girl that was clowning me. It'll be like because a lot of dudes are goofy in terms of, socially. You say the wrong thing on the text, and then now you go, that's a deep comment that you wrote. Yeah, women hate karma. She's really just suffering from her own karma. I believe that too. Hey, I'm a put that in one of her comments on her comment section. A lot of these people, they not suffering for no reason. They suffering from karma anyway. anyway, that's why a lot of the stuff I don't even complain about. I'll be like, I did some fuck shit in the past, so I can't even complain. Anyway, let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. But this is where the dudes will be confused. They'll be like, this is the same girl that you'll make one wrong text to the girl, and now you're on a Snapchat for everybody to see your text, your goofy ass text, telling her that you got feelings for her. You're like, that happened to me. That happened to me. Everybody ended up knowing. She done put it on Snap. And when I realized how people found out, it's when I ended up being on that situation where I'm messing with a girl and she's showing me Snapchat texts of this dude that's been sipping for her. And she's just sitting there just laughing while I'm literally washing up in the sink like Corey Holcomb said. Washing up in her sink like Corey Holcomb said. Oh, man. Yep. That text, that goofy text, that happened to me one time. Just one time you mess up on that end. That happened to me. And this happened to me after I was RP'd. And also, I remember like in middle school, I messed up and said some goofy stuff. And there was another guy on the other line laughing at me. And he actually ended up confronting me. He said, oh, yeah, that was me on the other line. I was laughing at you. Yo, these are the lessons that do, like, they don't even care about stories like that. They don't care. And they just put you out for everybody to see. And it ruins you because people just look at you as lame. And the girls are literally just looking at you like, what a weirdo. For the text, it's a loot. They don't want to talk about that. They'll be like the one dude, but at the same time, they're doing all of this. At the same time, this girl saying that she's was with a narcissist. Now she's saying he was abusive. I'm gonna put that in quotes. So you kept a child with an abusive narcissistic ex. It couldn't have been that bad. It could not have been that bad. He said they use you as ABAN. I know what you mean by that. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it on there, and it affects you because that's why that's low key. That's why in high school, what helped me, what saved me in high school, even though I took a lot of L's in a lot of different ways, what saved me in high school was that I never texted women like anything crazy. All of my conversations with women in high school was hi and bye. That's it. And I think that's why I was able to, there was a lot of things I saw what I needed to see without the hate, without the resentment. And even a lot of times, a lot of the girls would come to me and be completely honest with me about certain things that they went through or what's happening, because there's certain things I was shut down. All my conversations was hi and bye. And And it was weird because that effect, it came with a trust. It'll be certain things I was able to know where I'm not even asking them. They're just telling me about it. So that's it was so this is where a lot of the high school girls actually put me on game. And I just didn't believe it until I went into college and saw it for myself. And I was like, this is what they were talking about. A lot of people think, I guess, we went, like, guys like me, we went through high school problems with girls. No, like what happened to me in high school was mostly dudes being on my ass, right? And just treating me like crap. It wasn't the girls. Not in high school. Not in high school. Girls didn't treat me like crap in high school. The dudes really did anyway, you know. And a lot of the girls really in my high school put me on game because I was like, after that experience in middle school, I was like, after me messing up one time and just, I'm like, maybe it made me worry. I'm like, maybe let me not text. And on top of that, it was mostly Caucasian women. I didn't want to get in trouble with any Caucasian woman at my high school. So I was like, let me not even try it. And yeah, the dudes, they don't because dudes don't really be sticking together. Pause. They'll be, these dudes could be your best friends, but as soon as pussy come around, they start clowning on you. So what happened to me in high school was basically what ended up helping me in high school eventually was basically, it'll be the top dudes in high school, whoever was the most popular, for some reason they would take a liking to me. So I ended, especially so by the end of high school, I literally had zero beef with anybody. I'm talking about for the first time in my life. I had like zero beef. I had zero beef with anybody. I was Switzerland. Let me see. Yeah. I tried, like, that's what it kind of helped me, but hampered me because there was a couple. I remember there was one Asian chick that was into me at that time, but I messed that up. Let me see. And then there was another white girl that kind of liked me, but she was with another ninja at the time, and I didn't want to mess that up. So I was like, so I didn't want no proof on me. And then there was like this one black girl that I tried to get at, but that didn't work out. But she was black. So that actually helped me in that sense. It was like, so there was no screenshotting of text messages. So I wasn't caught up in none of that. I was caught up in none of that. So that all ended up working in my favor. And a lot of the girls put me, like, a lot of the stuff that I talk about right now, a lot of the girls told me this kind of stuff in high school to where I didn't believe that. I'm like, there's no way. Like, I remember a girl put me on game. Basically, she had she was basically showing me her roster of people that she's messing with. And I used to be like, do they? Wow. I didn't know. And then I remember another one. She I guess she how do I put it? She was messing with dudes in college already. And like, I know other girls that were messing with girls in college and they were bragging about it, but she was basically showing me, it's not that she was putting all the other girls down, but she was basically trying to prove that she was not like the other ones. This one's gonna work out. It was kind of because what happens is most of the girls that end up messing with older dudes and they're in high school, what happens? Yeah, for real, yeah. What happens? Yeah, yes. What happens is usually the girls that I've met in high school that end up messing with older dudes. What happens is they come back and they just be treating the other dudes, her peers, like they ain't ish, and she doesn't realize Like she thinks like the $50 she's getting from the dude is she's finessing him in her mind. And I'm like, because you don't even realize the $50 is nothing to a guy like middle age, something like some 30-year-old, some dude, say like some 28-year-old that has a decent job. $50 is nothing for what they usually got to pay. And they basically they treat us like little boys. But I was basically I was the sophomore, she was a senior, and she was talking to me about this kind of stuff. So she was kind of like talking about it almost as if like it was weird. She was like she wanted to just put me up on game. I think she kind of knew she was being finessed. She was the first person I met that was messing with older dudes at that time. She was 17, and the dude she was messing with was like in his 30s. But then after she graduated, that's when I started realizing a lot of the other girls in my high school was messing with older dudes. She was just the first one I knew that kind of admitted to it and just kind of put me up on game about it. If that makes sense. I know I didn't really explain that that well, but she was the first one I met that was doing that. But she wasn't really putting down everybody, but she was still kind of in a stuck up way. She still had her IG page, advertising herself and whatnot. But she was the first person that put me up on, oh, I thought this only happened in the hood. But I'm like, oh, this be happening in the suburbs too. Well, it's common because it's like, first of all, because when you ask dudes who are the most attractive girls, they're always going to say from 18 to 23 is usually the range. And if they can go younger, they will. Guys like that, right? And especially depending on what state you live in, you can get away with that. It could be even 16, depending on what state you're living in. So those guys, and they're not finna go for a 29-year-old or a 30-something-year-old with kids, baggage. They're gonna go for younger and hotter. That's what they're gonna go for. And you gotta, basically the $50 that you're holding up in the air is like gold. It's like gold to a 16-year-old. It's like gold to a 15-year-old, or even because like I said, I'm talking to this girl right now. I'm gonna do an interview with her. She said she was messing with dudes when she was 13, older dudes since she was 13, and she says, I prefer it that way. She just turned 18 now. She says, I prefer it that way. So basically, and and every time they ask, why do you mess with older dudes? Money. And they don't even realize the money that they're getting from them is nothing. It's like it's a write-off for them, because that $50 that they're holding up in the air is like gold to an 18-year-old. Especially let's say like $100. That's like a lot of money to a. that's like the lottery for a 16-year-old, right? So that's why dudes will mess with younger women like that. And she's better looking, most likely, than the older chicks. So it's the perfect situation, right? For a dude, especially with a dude with money, they're always going to go for younger. The reason why you won't see it, like for example, when you're talking about the black community, I'd be feeling bad for black men, because basically if the black man is over 32, he's finally worked himself in a position to date and blah, blah, blah. He has to go, basically, if he goes any age under 30, they're going to call him a medophile. It just sucks. This is why guys like that usually end up dating outside their community. Because if she dates any black woman under 30, they're going to say he's a medophile. And which is ironic, because a lot of those families with the real pedophiles in their families, they be keeping that under wraps, like it's they don't even want to put that out there, and then they'll call other people pedophiles just for dating anybody younger than 30. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, let's go back to these comments. So she did a podcast with Gabrielle Stone. I am going to listen to that. Gabrielle Stone podcast. I'm going to listen to that. But basically, yeah, that's the the ultimate confusion for men. It will always be, and that's something I always say, don't ask women about this, because they're not even going to address why it is what it is on that end. They're just going to call you shit. They're just going to give you shaming language, because a man can't really ask, okay, I done been on dates with girls and they'll leave me for just sneezing funny, or they'll have the perfect guy right there. I've seen girls they've had the perfect guy right there and just leave him for nothing, and the guy is stable. And just leave him literally because he sneezed funny. But yet they'll be like, oh, I've been in an abusive, toxic relationship for 16 years. Be like, for 16 years? What are you talking about? You see, you know what I mean? Anyway. Uh-oh. Look at her. Here we go. Here we go. Girls Night Out. Here we go. And here another one. I remember I saw this. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And her caption for that is, that one bachelorette weekend. That one bachelorette weekend. Interesting. So this is showing the type of character that she is already. Yet she's talking about her narcissistic, abusive, manipulative ex. Interesting. Very interesting, because her character is very telling. But yet, one last meme, because I barely scrolled through half of her page, and it's all about her narcissistic ex, while still posting questionable memes about her personality, and clearly showing that she having very narcissistic, self-centered memes herself. I'm gonna do this with my one last meme, because Corey Holcomb's show should be on. I don't know if it's on for real. Let me check. Oh, it's on. How much did I miss? Oh, I missed a lot. I missed a lot of the show. Anyway, so I might as well keep going. I'm gonna just do one last meme of her and keep going. So anyway, look at this right here. On my way to remind all the survivors that it gets easier after you leave the narcissist. Why does she keep labeling her ex the narcissist? It's like an evil villain from a Marvel character. The narcissist. Why does she keep doing that? On my way to remind all the survivors that it gets easier and better after you leave the narcissist. You don't walk on eggshells anymore. You can wear what you want without judgment. I swear it's all about being a 304 without judgment. Anyway, you don't hear the ungrateful comments, put downs, and you get to live your life freely. I love it here. Isn't this the same person that wanted like a whole, this is going to be wifey? She literally had a meme that says she's going to be wifey. My next partner of choice needs to treat me, needs to be completely obsessed with me. Literally, it said that in I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that, but it was just, she. If you were there earlier, she basically had a meme saying that my next partner needs to be completely upset. It's basically the same thing that you would see on a regular Tinder profile. I'm done with the games, that kind of stuff, you know. You're just like, oh my God. You're just like all of them. Anyway. How long does it take? Single mom here, narc X, and we share one child. How do you end up keeping the kid? They'll leave a lunch date over nothing, and then you're keeping the kids, and then you end up with a kid. You go through all of that with somebody you label a narcissist. Something's not adding up. It's either you're lying or you're stupid or you're both. It's got to be one of those three. Nothing else. And most of the time, you find out they're lying. Because girls are not stupid. Girls are not stupid. They're not stupid. So most of the time, I'll always say, it's both. You're lying and you're stupid. In terms of this, you're lying and you're stupid to to think that we finna fall for that. Well, the simps obviously gonna fall for that, but not a ninja like me. You can miss me with all that. This is why I ended up losing a lot of female friends in high school, and especially later on, when they found out I'm not finna just be an emotional tampon for you. just I'm not finna let you be an energy vampire, so to speak. You know, this is why I tell dudes, what's the use of having a female friend? Really? Especially most of them, in that case, most of them don't even be trying to help you get laid. Right? And I'm not finna be the dude, hey, can you drive me? Nope. I am not finna be that. And once they found out I'm not that guy, all of a sudden they don't want to be my friend no more. Or all of a sudden they don't want to talk to me no more. All of a sudden, don't want to be your friend no more. Can't give me no rides. Can't give you no money. Or anytime they start, especially in high school, anytime they start talking about their boyfriend, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about that. So basically what ended up happening is I'll end up being friends with, say, a dude that I know that's like really popular with their girlfriend, right? And that actually would be very genuine because we'll be joking on other people. Like they'd be roasting other people and I'd just be laughing at it. And they would never ask me for anything. That's a friendship. That's a friendship. That, or I wouldn't even say that's still a friendship, because even then I would never be like, hey, let's go to a movie together, just us. I would never do that. So that's not even, that's not even a real friend. That's just somebody I respect, and somebody I know and respect. Oh yeah, well they can tell. But even then, it's just certain things they'll know. Like, and on top of that, I made a video. Women don't respect gay men at all. I made a video about this. Women do not respect gay men. So I know dudes that will kind of perpetrate that lifestyle sometimes, and just to kind of get in there. But I hope they know women don't respect gay men. And my proof is this. Ever since this manosphere kind of has exploded to the mainstream, anytime we bring up any of these issues, what do they say about us? They say we're hurt, we're bitter, we're incels, and what's the last thing? You must be what? GAY. So they equate being GAY to being an incel. And you know what women think about incels, or what they think they know about incels, right? So they put that to that level. You put two and two together. I'm like, oh, damn, that's what you think about gay people. You really don't even respect them. Like that means because you already know women don't respect men that don't get hoes. So they can't attract other women. So they put gay like you. That's like a whole other level. That's why, like, especially at the end of high school, you don't. There's no such thing. This that like to have a female friend is not something to brag upon. It was literally only like I would say it's one or two girls that I was friendly with that were not energy vampires. The rest of the girls I just knew them, right? But it's probably only one or two of them that were not energy vampires, and they already had a dude, and they were not that like us and them together. That was not even in the question. So that's actually genuine. And I'm not, even though obviously I have most of people's numbers, I'm not texting them memes. I'm not sending them this. I'm not doing all that ish. I'm not doing all that. I'm not even thinking about them when I get home because I don't even like the high school that I went to. That I could say those two, I'm friendly with them. They're not my friends. This is where I will make I'll make like a comment on one of these posts, and I'll be like, oh yeah, it's useless to have a female friend, and it'll be all the girls attacking me. Now, I get it on their end because it's the deal of a lifetime. You get all the masculine protection, the energy, the male presence, all of that, and you don't got to give up no ass. It's the perfect deal for you. Now, on the man's end, it's terrible. But now, like it was almost like the same thing in a marriage. Like a woman will think that she's in a marriage, but not even have sex with her husband, right? And it could be they could be like in a sexless marriage for 8 years, right? And in her mind, they still have a marriage, but in the husband's mind, it's like it's hell, right? You know. That's why this is where that disconnect comes. That's why it's useless even talking about that whole friendship with women. It's useless because they're coming from a different universe. Because as soon as you take out, as soon as you decide not to even be let your energy get sucked by these people, you'll have no friends. You'll definitely have no female friends at that end. Like I said, what saved me at the end in high school was because the people up top, the power reducers, for some reason they took a liking to me. I don't know why. They just took a liking to me. They would literally invite me to do certain things, and I'll be like, nah. You know what I mean? But it's just like that's the only thing that's the only reason why I'd even have some women even paying me some attention because just of the association, right? That's what happened. That's literally what happened. Once they realize they can't just take stuff from you, I would always hide all my stuff. I would hide my my house, my car. I would refuse to give anybody rides in high school. I would not give nobody no rides. Like once you remove your service, you'll realize as a man, especially it'll be like men talk. Yeah, you can have a female friend. And here's the problem with this whole male female friendship dynamic. Here's the thing. I don't know what that sound is, but anyway, if you ask the dude, show me your female friend, and then I'll see the girl. This girl be having curves. This girl got curves all over. Pretty face. I'm like, do you really see her as a friend? It's never their friend. The dude will never have a female friend that's over 300 pounds. They'll never, like, I remember Tate said this. He's like, if you were 400 pounds, my dear, you would have no male friends. Case closed, man. Case closed. Case closed. If you were over 400 pounds, you would have no friends. It is like that, man. But yeah, my XLR is acting up for some weird reason. Anyway, uh, she, but it's like, what the? Or if you ask okay, if you have a girlfriend, it'll be like the one dude that she'll tell you don't worry about. You don't have to worry about. And then you break up and she's right with that dude. That's not a male friend. That is a male orbiter. Right? Or it'll be a girl. Yeah, just especially say if you're in a girl, you have a girlfriend, right? Or you have a girl you're taking seriously, and then you'll meet a dude. And the dude, oh, he's just, where she has to say, oh, he's just a friend, and the guy will be like 6'5", chiseled. I'll be like, you couldn't find no other friend. Why? Whenever these girls be saying, oh, he's just a friend, why don't they ever look like me? I'll be like, they never look like me. Don't it'd be crazy. They don't ever look like me. It always be somebody. You're like, this is not a friend. This is why I'll be on one of those comments, and I'll show them, like, this is not a friend. This is an orbiter. And on top of that, this is your NBA draft lottery of picks that you want at your disposal. There's no way in hell she's going to delete her Instagram. Yeah, and the guy doesn't have a girlfriend. They'll be like, I don't know. Maybe I think girls think most of us are stupid, and it is true. Most men are stupid, but they'll be shocked. Like, don't expect the girl to say you're right. You're just gonna make a mental note up here. This is one thing I need dudes to know about girls. She's not gonna say you're right. She's just gonna make a mental note. Okay, I cannot pull this on this ninja, and she's just gonna move on to the other ninja to suck that energy out of. This is what people gotta understand. When you talk about stuff like this is why you really shouldn't be talking about red pill topics about. But when you say stuff like, yeah, man and woman can't be friends. When you say man and woman can't be friends, and you explain yourself, she's not. I'm talking about, you can bring all the facts and evidence. She's not gonna say you're right. What she's going to do, she's just gonna keep a mental note from this about this guy. So, say if she has a friend, right? If she has a friend, she's not gonna say you're smart. She's gonna make up something about you, saying that you're crazy, right? Or she say, if she has a friend that's interested in you and she already knows this about you, that you already know about these dynamics, she's gonna say that, oh, you're crazy. You got something wrong with you. You're abusive. She's not even gonna say that you're a knowledgeable person. She's gonna make up something crazy about you. You don't know how many times I have met people, right? And they were like, oh, I thought they said this about. I'm like, what do you mean this? I don't even go out. I don't even go to club. Dude. Before I started music gigging, I never went to a bar. Not for fun. I went to, on 2 occasions. One when my cousin was performing for his music video or whatever, and another time I was meeting up with the artist he was working with. The 2 times I'm talking about, in like from 2016 through 2021, I had went to the club on 2 occasions. But yet I have people coming up to me saying that I did this, I did that, and I'm like, how? How? I don't even drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that. Once you, like, if you're knowledgeable about certain things, you really shouldn't even be talking about it. They're not going to say you're right. What's going to happen is they're just going to make a mental note of it, and they're gonna tell a simp enforcer, and they're not gonna say that you. They're not even gonna talk about what you talked about. They're gonna just say that you're crazy or you did something. So this is why you can't really shouldn't we like putting our face on the line. We really even should. I shouldn't even be doing that. I really shouldn't even be doing that. Like I know somebody. He said that basically he knows a girl that basically when she goes on Tinder, if it's a guy that she's interested, she will send a name to a girl that she knows that works at a tax office, and she will look up the information about the guy. Let me fix this real quick. This is so weird. I don't know. So basically, if she finds somebody on Tinder she likes, she will look up the information via her friend from the tax office. She will give the information to the girl and see exactly and see how much money he makes and all that stuff. You see, information like this, I know that about most men do not know that about women. They would never think that a girl would go through all that trouble. Girls have secret stuff like that. They have secret forums online. Now, as a man, now that you know this stuff, you cannot tell girls that you know their secrets like that. You're not like, even if you're trying to make a point, don't even, there's certain things that, like, I even know certain things, like, I know, like, girls will use notes to message other dudes that they're messing with, the Notes app to message other dudes, right? Don't even mention that you know stuff like that. What you do is because you're putting yourself on an island. You're putting yourself on an island. You're gonna have all types of people coming up to you where they're gonna think that you're something that you're not. Like, all it takes for people to misconstrue who you are is just not even talk. All you have to do is not even talk to them. Just all you got to do is not talk to them. Be the guy. If you're just the guy at work and you don't talk to any of the ladies at your job, people, you're there are probably 5 stories about you that you don't even know about, and all you have to do is not talk to them. Don't even like if you once you kind of put yourself as the guy that understands, once they know that you understand their game, they're not gonna be like, they're not finna. I think like these new people that have entered the red pill space, they think that they're supposed to tell girls about themselves by using the philosophy that you're not supposed to tell these girls that. It's not, first of all, it doesn't help your case. Second of all, they're not going to give you a reward, like a red pill award medal for knowing this kind of stuff. You're really supposed to just know that and then just keep that to yourself. Anyway, man. Anyway, let's get off her page. I'm gonna sign off on this one. But if you look at her page yourself, you see the information on there, and I just want you to just to look. I just want you to look at the page and just see, this is the average girl. This is the average girl, man. Oh man, she got all the red flags. Chef, Linktree, realtor. Oh Lord. Certified DV specialist. Oh Lord. I didn't even realize that part. Certified DV specialist. You know that, what the DV stands for, right? Yeah, exactly. They say, "Oh, you figured us out." These dudes think they finna get a medal. a Kevin Samuels medal for telling girls about themselves. This is why I don't even like. I'm not trying to hate on those, but like these podcasts where they be having these girls around them and telling them about themselves. I'm not a fan of that, really. They think they finna get the Kevin Samuels award. Ninja, you just putting yourself in, like, me even just putting my face on this kind of content is terrible. It's not smart. Yeah, but yeah, DV. I'm looking at her thing now. Certified DV specialist. Oh, what does she mean by that? Is there a DV license that I didn't know? What? Is there a DV license? The Bimbo podcast. Yeah, like, Fresh and Fit. Even though I like those guys, whatever podcast. They don't I'm not saying they're bad guys. It's just I used to watch a show 2016, right? In 2016 I used to watch a show called the Zoe Williams podcast based in LA. He used to have the same setup. This was in 2016. I was 2015, 24. I used to watch these podcasts. He would have all these girls around him, and they'd be deep. I know. Anyway, anyway, he would have all these girls on his podcast, surrounded by them, right? And they would be talking about serious topics, and these girls would literally have nothing to add, absolutely nothing to add. And I used to literally look at them. I used to be like, what purpose do you serve? Literally. Like, I'm like, because they weren't talking about nothing. And finally, Corey Holcomb had came on Zoe's show and finally said what we were all thinking. He was like, man, these hoes that you bring on your show, Zoe, they don't be about shit. I was laughing. This was in 2015 or 2016. And I was laughing my head off. But now we see these explosion on podcasts of these dudes, and they'll just bring these random girls around and just tell them about it. I don't think that's helping. I think the people that think that, oh, girls are gonna finally learn the era of I think you're looking for something that doesn't exist. You're just wasting your time. In my opinion. Like, if I had a podcast, like, I mean, if I had like the opportunity to do that, I want to do that. Anything that I'm gonna do, especially if I do an interview, is gonna be 1v1. It's gonna be me and one girl. And I'm not going to be telling her what she needs to do with her life. I'm going to just literally give her the platform and just let her talk. Exactly. They're not going to change. So I know what they're doing. They're doing it for the numbers, because, people like to see stuff like that, But what I'm going to do, because I thought I was never going to have an interview with a girl on my thing. I'm going to bring a girl on, but I'm going to keep her anonymous. I don't want her information put out there. And she's going to talk. I'm going to ask her, do you want to talk about what you told me? What you told me about how you be messing with older dudes and how much more, how common it actually really is. This is why I want this girl that I know on, but I'm not going to have her at my spot. I ain't finna, everything's finna be, and I'm never finna have, it's going to be me and it's a whole bunch of girls you're talking about, you guys are not wives. I'm not finna be doing, dude, I got so much more better things to do in my time than to do that. Yeah, it's all entertainment. I saw your chat. It's all entertainment at the end of the day, and I've even referenced Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast. You could use that to for teaching a lesson and stuff like that. You know, people can hustle that for views and whatnot, but you know, it is what it is. That's it's fine. I don't be telling people not to watch it. You can watch it, but understand it's like how I watch Undisputed or First Take when I would watch Skip Bayless. Because I'll be seeing people in the comments who like, man, Skip Bayless is never gonna admit he wrong, and it's just you watch Skip Bayless not because you think somebody's gonna prove him wrong, because he's not gonna do that. That's not part of the shtick. You just see how much like ridiculous stuff is he gonna say while saying it with a straight face, you know? Yeah, like the Fresh and Fit pod. What I like about them is the shows, not the late night shows, the shows before the late night. That's why I grew a liking to them, because because if you ever watched, there was a interview they did with Andrew Tate in 2021, the first time I think he came on the show, and I think and it was very informative. I thought a lot of the advice that he gave on that episode was very informative. That one and the Tommy Sotomayor interview was very entertaining and very informative. You know, I thought that the one with Tommy Sotomayor, because I don't watch the late night shows, but I remember it was before their late night show. I get a notification on my phone. It says Fresh and Fit with live guest Tommy Sotomayor, and my eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. I said, Tommy, sheesh, in Miami? It's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off on this one. I hated on this girl. What's her name? I hated on this girl's IG page for 2 hours. But I'm gonna sign off on this one, man. But yeah, OBS is bugging on me only because it shut down in the middle of my stream. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off on this one. Peace out, brother. Thank you for tuning in. You didn't have to, but thank you for spending your time with me on that end. Laurette, see you. AJ, if you're still in the chat, see you.